Welcome back to a brand new Round 2 Wrestling podcast here on the 8th of October, 2024. I am your host with the most wrestling information, SlimmDa KID, and once again I want to thank you for tuning into this brand new podcast. Round 2 Wrestling is your number one source for everything pro wrestling related. This podcast is broken down into several rounds. This week we have 3 rounds. Round 1 is the pro wrestling rumor mill. This is gossip and whispers floating around in the world of professional wrestling. And some of it is completely fabricated. But other little bits of this portion of our show do have a grain of truth to it. It's up to you, the fan, to decide what you'd like to believe. Round 2, pro wrestling news. This is confirmed actual news from various sports writers and accredited news sites. Round 3, title matches. I, SlimmDa KID, have taken the time and have done the homework for you, the fan, and have title match results for you to hear firsthand, including results from the WWE Bad Blood PPV. However, we are at the beginning of round 1, so we are going to put our ear to the scanner and take a listen to the gossip floating around in the world. This is round 1, the pro wrestling rumor mill. AEW is, quote, hopeful and even expecting to get Adam Cole back sooner rather than later, end quote, per Fightful Select. On a recent Fightful Select podcast, Sean Ross Sapp said he's been given no indication that AEW has granted Miro's request to be let out of his contract early. AEW is quote-unquote strongly considering finding a new video game development partner, says Insider Gaming. A source told the site this is because the Ukes-developed Fight Forever was, quote, over budget yet under-delivered, end quote. Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer confirmed AEW is talking to Fox Network, but that a deal isn't done yet and may not be close to being finalized. The discussions are about a new wrestling show that would air on Tuesdays or Thursdays as to not go up against direct competition on Monday or Friday from WWE. Sports Business Journal's report on their new deal said that Warner Bros. Discovery has a quote-unquote equity stake in AEW, the size of which was quote-unquote not disclosed. This seemingly confirms long-standing speculation that Warner Bros. Discovery does in fact own a piece of the promotion. PW Insider says the belief is that AEW's Sammy Guevara suffered a concussion when he was injured at last week's AEW taping. The Wrestling Observer is now saying the AJ Styles injury from SmackDown last week is legitimate and he's getting an MRI this week to determine the severity of it and whether or not more time off and going back on the IR is needed. Fightful Select mentioned that AEW's Daniel Garcia has not been backstage at recent AEW events. His contract is set to expire later on this month, and AEW has creative plans in place for him in the case that he re-signs with the promotion. That draws to a conclusion round 1 and the pro wrestling rumor mill. Let's talk about something a bit more real and definitely more confirmed. Let's move on to round 2, pro wrestling news. Wrestler opens up about spending $40,000 in ice cream bars.
Oh my God!
The Second City Saint, aka CM Punk, made an appearance on the debut episode of the No Contest Wrestling podcast. The Best in the World spoke about the $40,000 he spent in ice cream bars for Chicago fans who attended his long-awaited pro wrestling return at AEW's Rampage in 2021. Quote, What helped all of that is, anytime they're, wrestlers, in Chicago, there are rumors, Punk said. Quote, "This is precisely why I spent $40,000 on ice cream bars when I came back in 2021. That was a legit thank you. Thank you for 7 years of chanting my name," end quote. This comes on the heels of the news that Punk spent an equal amount of money, if not more, at a pizzeria near the Bad Blood pay-per-view that took place this past weekend. Former WWE wrestler and her husband both get restraining orders against each other.
That's fucking stupid.
Artem Chingstev granted a restraining order against Nikki Garcia. And Nikki Garcia gets a restraining order against husband Artem Chingstev. This all stems from an incident that happened earlier this year in 2024. TMZ reported that the request was put in this past Monday and was approved by a judge following a sworn statement by Garcia giving details about how her husband allegedly assaulted her. Now, you got to remember, this Garcia is actually formerly known as Bella within WWE. A day after news broke that Bella gained a restraining order against her husband earlier last week, the former Dancing with the Stars dancer gained a restraining order against her as well, filed Thursday in Napa Valley, California. The dueling orders came after an alleged domestic violence incident between the couple on August 29th, where Bella's husband was arrested with the charges being eventually dropped by the district attorney on September 24th due to a lack of evidence. Garcia has since filed for divorce starting on September 11th. The couple share a 4-year-old son and will be due in court later this month on October 21st. NWA Powerrr to air on a new platform for the next 5 weeks.
You what?
The promotion announced last week that starting yesterday and running weekly through October 29th, episodes of NWA Powerrr will air on the NWA's X account at 6:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The 5 episodes will feature matches from NWA 76, the promotion's yearly anniversary show that was taped in Philadelphia at the end of August. The move comes as NWA content is leaving the CW app. Episodes of NWA Powerrr have been airing weekly on the CW app since February. This is to make room for CW's newest acquisition, WWE NXT. Former WCW World Champion signs WWE Legends contract.
You what?
Diamond Dallas Page and WWE have come to terms on a new WWE contract that will officially make the Master of the Diamond Cutter a WWE legend. Page has a close friendship with current WWE World Champion Cody Rhodes and has had one for several years and has kept tabs on the young champion, including the 2024 Royal Rumble post-show media scrum for Cody after the American Nightmare won the 30-man match. Page has ties all over the mainstream wrestling world as WCW's People's Champion is proactive in both wellness and spiritual well-being for both legends and modern talent alike. Dallas has notoriously helped names like Jake the Snake Roberts and Scott Hall on their roads to sobriety, in addition to helping current stars bounce back like Drew McIntyre, Darby Allin, and Big Bill. That is the end of Round 2 Pro Wrestling News. Let's continue this brand new Round 2 Wrestling podcast by moving right into Round 3 title matches. However, warning, this next segment may contain spoilers for your favorite promotions and pay-per-views, including results from WWE Bad Blood, AAA Heroes Imortales, Stardom Nagoya Golden Fight, AEW's 5th anniversary, Ring of Honor, NXT, NWA, TNA, MLW, DEFY, Progress, CMLL, All Japan Pro Wrestling Noah, RevPro, etc., etc. Here we go. NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez defeated Julia to retain the NXT Women's Championship. Trick Williams defeated NXT Champion Ethan Page to become the new NXT Champion. CMLL World Tag Team Champions Los Hermanos Chavez defeated Volador Jr. and Templario to retain the CMLL World Tag Team titles. AEW International Champion Will Ospreay vs. Ricochet ended in a double no contest. Will Ospreay retains the AEW International Championship. Ring of Honor World Champion Mark Briscoe defeated Matt Taven to retain the Ring of Honor World Championship. WWE Tag Team Champions The Bloodlines Gorillas of Destiny defeated the Street Profits and #DIY to retain the WWE Tag Team titles. Progress Women's Champion Riho defeated Stephanie Mays to retain the Progress Women's Championship. Progress World Champion Luke Jacobs defeated Timothy Thatcher to retain the Progress World Championship. WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax defeated Bayley to retain the WWE Women's Championship. WWE Women's World Champion Liv Morgan vs. Rhea Ripley ended in a no contest. Liv Morgan retains the WWE Women's World Championship. Miyu Amasaki defeated Future of Stardom champion Rina to become the new Future of Stardom champion. Wonder of Stardom champion Natsupoi defeated Thelkala to retain the Wonder of Stardom championship. IWGP Women's Champion Mayu Iwatani defeated Toni Storm to retain the IWGP Women's Championship. World of Stardom Champion Tam Nakano defeated Suzu Suzuki to retain the World of Stardom Championship. DK, the team of Havoc and Crazy Steve defeated Flamer and Abismo Negro Jr. to win the AAA Mixed Tag Team titles. AAA Cruiserweight Champion Matt Riddle defeated the Prosecutor to retain the AAA Cruiserweight Championship. AAA Mega Champion Alberto El Patron defeated Laredo Kid to retain the AAA Mega Championship. WWE Intercontinental Champion Jey Uso defeated Xavier Woods to retain the WWE Intercontinental Championship. WWE World Heavyweight Champion Gunther defeated Sami Zayn to retain the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defeated Damage Control to retain the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. CMLL National Light Heavyweight Champion Finge defeated The Brave to retain the CMLL National Light Heavyweight Championship. That is the end of Round 3, and that is the conclusion of this brand new Round 2 Wrestling podcast. I am your host, SlimmDa KID, and once again, I personally want to thank you for tuning into this brand new podcast. Be sure to tune in next week as I bring you more news, more rumors, and more results from the world of professional wrestling. Round 2 Wrestling is brought to you by SlimmDa KID and Spreaker.com.